some point I'm going to have you guys take turns. Cool. Just being able to. So nice to meet you.
Yeah. You too. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
Should we just like nod then?
Yeah, actually,
because we're going to be learning, right?
Yeah,
so.
yeah. This is more of a demonstration learning, and you guys need to kind of take your turn figuring out what this camera is.
Is there any specific place you want me to start?
No, actually, I would like you to start with who you are and a little bit about you and what you have learned or seen today, and then hand it off to Daniel as to what he can do to get in the driver's seat and learn a little bit about this guy.
Got it. So I am Robert Reber. I'm a director of photography, as well as a content creator for many different outlets now, as well as a photographer. And right here in front of me, this is the Blackmagic production camera 4K. This was released about 2 years ago by Blackmagic. It was an answer to a couple things. Blackmagic Design has been in editing, and a couple other things, video solutions for broadcast television. And so from there, they moved on and they made the first Blackmagic camera, which was a Blackmagic Cinema. Which was only a 2/3 sensor. Then they came out with this one, which is a Blackmagic 4K, which is a full 35mm, so it's full 4K resolution. Then they came out with the Blackmagic Ursa, which is also a 35mm. Now they have the Ursa Mini, as well as the production boxes. Hey, those on. Sorry.
Real-time TV.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a live stream. So this is the Blackmagic Production 4K. Has a native resolution, can shoot in resolutions of 4K, UHD, and 1080. It has a full 35mm sensor with a global shutter. It has ISOs of 200, 400, and 800. It has industry standard inputs of 1/4 inch for audio, has a 3.5 barrel audio, and has SDI in or SDI out for video monitoring. Has a screen on the back. Pop that off. You can see screen on the back. This variant of the the Blackmagic production camera is the EF mount. So this camera accepts EF lenses. The rig I have on it is a Camtree Hut rig, which is a body plus handles plus front rails and back rails and a dovetail. I also have the Blackmagic Video Assist, which lets me create proxy files. So when I am shooting 4K with this camera, I could proxy out something in 1080 or something even lighter, so I can send to the editor or rush the dailies to the actors to make sure that they have the footage they need really quickly, and then when they really want the quality, they could go back to the 4K. And so this camera can do anything.
Where have you used this camera in production?
I was just kidding. You could use this camera in multiple different functions. This camera could be used anywhere from broadcast in a studio to use as a broadcast camera. It could be used as a documentary camera, as a run and gun, just to go and shoot. It could be used as a narrative camera where you can just sit down and just, again, do normal narrative pieces. It can also be used as a still camera if you really want to. It wasn't exactly designed for that, but it does have that capability. And that, I mean, it literally is a little piece of, it's a little tool that can do almost everything. It shoots on to non-proprietary media and SSD, which is, again, something that's in your cell phone now or something that's in your computer or something. And this little thing shoots onto normal CF cards. So yeah, so that's just the basics, some of the real nitty-gritty stuff. Any questions?
I want to know, I want to see how you can like take off the lens. You don't have to just...
No, there's a release right here. Yeah. There's a silver button. You press that and you rotate counterclockwise, and then you just take it off of the chart there.
Well, I want to know how you take it off the rig, like, to get it to get off.
Oh, nothing. Oh, just the lens. Yeah, nothing. You just that, and then you usually you want to make sure your camera's off, just to be safe. And then you twist, pop, and there you go. So put it back on. You hear a click, and you're back good to go.
Do you need a certain type of tripod for it, or is it just like any?
I mean, you can use any tripod. The thing is, usually tripod heads are rated for a certain weight. So basically, something like this grows about. I mean, the camera itself is about 3 pounds, and everything else is about 8 to 10 pounds. So you need a tripod head that can handle that kind of weight or that kind of caliber. Normally, you could also have a matte box on front for different filters and stuff like that. So yeah. You have your basic power button that turns it on, record button. You can adjust your, if you have a digital iris, you can adjust your iris through pressing the button there. Yeah, I mean, it's really simple, really basic. Focus, manual focus. And so, yeah.
Where does sound come in from?
There's an internal microphone on the camera, and I also use a Tascam DR40. Or you could use a 1/4 inch in. So anything that has an output that you could turn into 1/4 inches, you could use as external input. It has an internal battery, as well as again you could have an input, and any battery that's plugged in while the camera's running will keep the camera running and also charge the battery as well. So.
Do you think this is the best camera you use right now?
No, that's a loaded question because there's no such thing as the best camera. Every different camera is a different tool. So if you're going to be doing something that's heavy green screen, heavy digital effects, you want to use a red because of the resolution. If you're doing something and you want a certain color look, you use an ARRI. If you're doing a documentary, you use this or you use a Canon. There are a bunch of different cameras that you can use, and none of them are exactly. No one camera is better than the other.
And what's like the best use for this one?
It's a great starter camera for people who don't exactly have it. Because the price range on this camera is what a big thing for it is that this entire rig that you see here is about $5,000. Now, yes, $5,000 sounds like a lot, but when you're comparing it to just the body of a red, which could run up to $7,000, and that's not even shoot ready.
Yeah.
To actually go and shoot something, you would have to rig it out to at least $15,000. So just having this and having to go on it being on non-proprietary media. Non-proprietary media means that you could go buy it anywhere, that it's not made by a certain manufacturer company. As to where red, you have certain red cards, or Sony uses P2E cards, or P2 cards. This just uses normal solid-state drives, which are inexpensive, high capacity, and durable.
How do you focus on the camera?
That has the rail and the fall focus. Usually what you do is you measure and make your marks, and then go in and focus that way. And usually you can focus yourself, and the camera does have the capability of autofocusing if the lens is capable of it. But you want to make sure. When you're doing something narrative, something like that, usually you have a focus puller and an AC, an assistant cameraman. Anything else?
This always requires 2 batteries?
No, it could run off of one. It's the same thing like the camera. When it's being run off of power, both batteries are simultaneously charging. So, yeah.
But this can be ran from the battery within the...
No. This is all internal. This is all the batteries up here. It's just running through a normal SDI out of the camera into there. And also, the beautiful thing about the Blackmagic Video Assist is that it has SDI in and out. Also has HDMI in and out. So you can take one source and put it in here, and then export another source. So, let's say if I had an SDI camera and wanted to put on an HDMI monitor, I could put the SDI in here and then output it to the HDMI. Or vice versa, if I had an HDMI monitor or HDMI camera, an SDI monitor, I could flip it. And again, something really cool thing about the monitor as well, you could take it and you could flip it over, and it has a sensor inside where it knows that flipped.
Okay. That's cool.
So like something like your cell phone has nowadays.
Yeah.
Not every or any monitor has that capability. Also, cool thing, all these little holes here, they're all mounting points. So if I wanted to mount, like I have the screen mounted here,
Yeah.
I could just use the different size threads and mount something onto here. Like say if it was a light, or who knows what else I would want to mount on here. A little bit more technical stuff about this camera. This camera shoots true 4K RAW. When it comes to 4K and RAW, 4K is a resolution, RAW is a color space. A lot of times people mix those things up. So again, you could have a RAW 1080 and you could have a compressed 420 4K. Again, dealing with color space. And so basically, when it comes down to this camera, again, it could shoot a full resolution with all the color space that it needs. But on a 256 gigabyte hard drive, you'll get about 7 minutes of footage. So
Uncompressed RAW.
Uncompressed true RAW at true 4K resolution. UHD at ProRes gets you about 30. 422 is about 52 minutes of UHD, which is 4K kind of.
So this setup, how long does it take to get set up? If they were to take it out on a shoot?
Literally, it's just mounting these two screws in so it's secure. Everything else slides out. It's through releases. I just undo the red knob here and press the button here, and then again, same thing. If I wanted to go off the tripod really quickly, and I'm not sure if get the arm in the way, just click, release, and then I'm done. Going handheld if I need to. And again, if I need to come back to the tripod.
You have a shoulder rig for it?
I don't personally yet, because the camera's about 2 months old for me, and the rig itself is about maybe 2 weeks. But it has mounting points. Again, it has the our rotisseries down here. So and these rails are screw extendable. So I could use a double end adapter and extend the rails, or just buy longer rails. And same thing, I could run rails from the top or from the bottom. And again, everything's adjustable. There's so many different configurations. This is just the best one that suits me right now. Anything else? Any other beautiful questions about this beautiful camera?
And so you have the Canon lenses on
yeah, this is an EF mount, and so I could use any EF or ZE mounts for this camera, whether it be again Canon, Zeiss, or any kind of adapter as well.
Those Cine lenses you're using?
This is a photo lens. I do have a couple Cine lenses, but because I had a T2i first, that was my first shooting camera, and so I'm just recycling because I got some. Again, this is a 50mm 1.4 lens. Which is a phenomenal 50mm, especially at that speed. And I have a couple other lenses I'm recycling. And I'm in the process of acquiring I believe it's a Sigma 18mm super wide angle full sensor lens that shoots at a 3.1 f-stop.
Okay, guys, well, I think this is going to conclude our live stream for today. Any questions from you guys about things that you saw, any statements you want to make to any students that weren't able to make it today? I'll go from Daniel on.
We learned a lot today. That's one thing for sure. Everything from cameras to we learned everything from like cameras to like what's booming in the industry right now for when it comes to digital jobs, and also we're like absorbing a lot of learning. We're like learning a lot of things, listening to these conferences, just like working together. We like actually you're learning things about yourself as you go on, which is pretty cool.
All right, cool. Any points of view about today?
I just had lots of fun, and I met new people. Like, I think BJ Douglas, he was really cool. And I just liked seeing a new camera, and then getting interviewed by Mr. Limos, and we also took a selfie, which was really fun. So yeah, I had lots of fun today, and we made really great connections that hopefully will help us out in the future.
Today, the main big thing that I learned is that technology is really like advancing at an alarming rate, and the sooner or later you're gonna see it in like every classroom. It's gonna be like an everyday thing and a common thing that everyone's gonna be used to.
Mr. Lewis, any final thoughts?
I think that I would like to see more educators here and learn more about the digital space and how it fits into the classroom. And there really is a divide right now between the classroom and the digital space, and we need to close that. And as Julia says, it will be an everyday thing, but who knows when we'll get there. So that's